Back here, Zion Hill Church's Governmental Affairs Ministry hosted a candidate forum last night with 16 of the candidates running for public office here in Rapides Parish. Alina Noakes has more on what those candidates had to say.
At the local level in the upcoming election, there are several candidates on the ballot who are strangers to political office. For Josh Pace, one of two candidates up for Rapides Parish tax assessor, that's a perk.
It was a cool morning this morning, you know. It was fresh air. That's what our parish needs, is fresh air.
But for incumbent Rick Ducote, who has been tax assessor for 12 years, experience is what he is riding on to keep him there.
I am the most qualified candidate. I've been there 30 years. I have lots of experience in doing my job. I have lots more to give.
For Rapides Parish Police Jury, it's a similar story. Current jury president Joe Bishop, who has been on the jury for 16 years, wants to keep serving. But his challenger, Randy Wiggins, a former state representative, believes it's time for a new vision.
Have any of you ever heard of the vision for Rapides Parish? I've not. We need a vision.
Also looking for a change is Travis Harrington, a 29-year-old lifelong Rapides Parish resident in District D, who is tired of seeing his friends and family leave.
I hope to bring new ideas, fresh mind, new blood. I've been knocking on doors, and that stuff I hear.
Joey Short and Danny Boardlawn, both also running for District D, believe that there need to be changes made. For Short, that's more community involvement, and for Boardlawn, that's really addressing road repairs. Infrastructure is, of course, the main issue for current and future jurors. Bishop and Ollie Overton, both current jurors, were optimistic about the work that's already been done, but potential jurors, like Clarence Reed, believe that areas are being overlooked, especially when it comes to sewage and water systems.
It had not been taken care of. It had been neglected for too long in the Martin Park area and the Sonia Quarters area. But also, all areas need to be taken care of, so we all got to work together.
Ultimately, that point, unity, was an emphasis for all police jury candidates in their bid for office. But a sense of camaraderie would not be the way to describe the two candidates running for sheriff. It's a repeat of the 2019 race for sheriff, but this time, Chris Klossner hopes to take over the seat from current sheriff Mark Wood, who beat out Klossner in a 2019 runoff.
Elections are mean. I have had people jerk my hand, tell me don't shake my hand anymore, and I've had people smile and hold my neck and say keep pushing hard. That's what I'm going to do now. That's what I'm going to do in the future. And that's what I'm going to be as your sheriff. The person that never looks back, keeps pushing forward, and makes sure that our streets are safe.
We've taken over 17 pounds of fentanyl off the street, 140 pounds of cocaine, over 500 illegal guns off the streets. That's just tip of the iceberg. $1.5 million we have taken from drug dealers. That's how you hurt them. And it's going right back into the fight to hurt these drugs. And I can tell you this, as your sheriff, I will continue to do that fight.
Meanwhile, candidates running for a wider-reaching office laid out their visions. Toby Brazel and Lance Harris are both vying for Bessie District 5 seat. Brazel wants to see more accountability in the education system and less regulations, while Lance Harris talked about funding early childhood education and expanding school choice. For State Representative District 25 and 26, Trish Lala, Sandra Franklin, and Ed Laverdane all fielded questions on education, crime, gun control, abortion, and even redistricting. When it comes to education, they all had slightly different ideas, specifically around teacher pay.
Yes, I will be in support of increasing that. Yet, at the same time, I realize I have to be responsible with that. I would like to make sure that we have all the funds that are available.
I've always supported teachers, and I have no problem giving them a pay raise, but I don't know if we can give them to the Southern average.
We absolutely have to get our teachers up to where they need to be, and all of the support staff. They've got to be at what a market rate needs to be.
Two other candidates in both races, Jason DeWitt and Reddix Washington, were unable to attend the forum due to prior engagements. For News Channel 5, I'm Alina Noakes.
And to find a full list of candidates running for office here in Central Louisiana, you can visit the Secretary of State's website. The primary election is on October 14th. And a heads up, if you are planning to vote in this upcoming election but have never registered to vote, or you need to make changes to your registration, that deadline is quickly approaching. The deadline to register in person, by mail, or at the Office of Motor Vehicles is on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, September 13th. Or if you want to register online through GoVote, that deadline is September 23rd. You can find all the election information you need to know by visiting the Secretary of State's website at sos.la.gov. Again, the primary election is October 14th.